What's good? We back with the Boxing Clinic and more. Y'all know what it is. Your boy CJ Goodfella. Thanks for everybody that's subscribing and also subscribing to the new channel, DYI tech channel I got. That's gonna show you how to jailbreak, jailbreak the Fire Sticks, the phones, and all your other computer needs as well. I leave that channel link in the description. But we back talking about some Rob Richard Jr. and some Mikey Garcia. And Rob Richard Jr. said Mikey came up with a whole bunch of lame excuses. Now, people bought Mikey's excuse. I immediately know how to identify a duck. And I support Mikey Garcia. I defended Mikey Garcia versus Adrian Broner. Before that fight was leading up, most people say, Mikey, like Troy King was saying, Mikey had never fought a style like Adrian Broner. And, Broner was going to do this and Broner was going to do that. And I was telling you guys that Mikey Garcia, I've been a fan of his before most people knew, pretty much who he was on the casual level. That I knew what type of fighter he was for following him on ES News. Shout out to Ellie Setback one time for the one time. I knew how he was helping Madonna get prepared, to really hone his skills and get ready for Mayweather and Adrian Broner, how they remolded Marcos Madonna when he came to the Robert Griffin Boxing Academy. I know about him sparring with Rios and all that stuff, and they had a lot of high praise for him. And I know how he worked, and I knew that he didn't have a regular kind of upright or regular type of Mexican style like Guy said. Like Broner mentioned in the lead up, he fights like a black fighter for the most part, and he does. He has a lot of good boxer puncher traits and skills. And most people took it as a laughable offense when I said that he ducked Rob Richard Jr. because it was a difficult task at hand. And Lipinets was an easier fight, and Lipinets was a title. Now, he was able to do it and go under the smoke screen because Lipinets would have made him a 4-division world titleist. It's for a title, and he would be moving up one more weight class to gain the title after fighting Broner the weight class. So most people say, he getting another title. Rob Richard Jr. is an easy out. He just struggled with Shavakov, and I broke that whole situation down. And, Robert Jr. said, I'm going to link this article in the description from Boxing Scene as well. Shout out to Boxing Scene. He says that, they made lame excuses. He said on a conference call for the Javier Fortuna fight, he said, I fight him anywhere. In a room with nobody. He said, I don't have a fan base. I have a big fan base. He said, as Boxing Scene said, he filled up the arena in Toledo 2 times back-to-back with 8,000 seats in the arena. He filled that up with 8,000 people. And the atmosphere that he was fighting Shavakov with was electric. He is a ticket puller in Ohio, especially Toledo. He's a ticket puller. People know who he is around. People might know him as the little bro that hang with Adrian Broner, but he's ready to make a name for himself. And, if Mikey, it sounds like Mikey did say that he heard the excuse that he wasn't a ticket puller, but the fight with Rob Richard Jr. was a way bigger fight than Lipinets based on the storyline. Like I told you guys, when Mikey beat Adrian, I said the next best fight for him to capitalize on the fan base is capitalize on becoming bigger is fighting Rob Richard Jr. because the storyline would be little bro Rob Richard Jr. tries to avenge big bro's loss against bully Mikey Garcia. That would have been an excellent storyline for him to build this fight up with. And it would have did great numbers, with Broner kind of talking trash on the side and Rob Richard talking trash and him and Mikey and Robert going back and forth. The build up of this fight would have been epic. And I think the ratings could have been through the roof. But Mikey Garcia decided to go to the path of least resistance. Shout out to my boy Smooth Cat, Colossal Boxing Talk. One time for the one time. Like he said, he want to take the route of least resistance and fight Lipinets. And most people think Lipinets is an easy out. I don't believe that to be so, but I believe Robert Richard Jr. was a tougher task. So I respected the fact that he wanted to get a 4th world title, 4 weight class. We respect that. But we don't respect how you ducked the Linares fight and said you was going to fight Robert Richard Jr., and then you ducked Robert Richard Jr. fight, and then you went up for Sergey Lipinets, And Lipinets, he ain't no big ticket puller. If that's really Mikey Garcia's excuse about Robert Richard Jr. not being able to put butts in the seat, well, Robert Richard Jr. puts 8,000 more butts in the seats than Sergey Lipinets. Lipinets has never headlined a major card before, 99.9% of Americans on a casual level don't know who Sergey Lipinets is. So, you're at 140 right now, okay? And if that's where you want to campaign at, you don't want to come back down and listen to the WBC order of trying to make a fight with Jorge Linares next or come back down for Robert Richard Jr., we respect that. But when it's time to go fight the bigger names at 140, which is Victor Postal, Amir Ahman, Jose Ramirez, Omar Figueroa, Regis Prograis, Josh Taylor, Maurice Hooker, and the rest of them, these guys that are tall and are physical, we don't want to hear no excuses. We don't want to see, oh, we going back to 35. And that's what I fear that's going to happen to Mikey Garcia. You know, I really do fear that. I fear that he's going to try to duck goose. You know, even though I don't think that's completely his nature, but I see the plan. I told you guys he ducked Robert Jr. I don't see him playing duck goose. I see him playing duck goose between 35 and 40 to duck certain guys. You know, to use that leverage. And his brother Robert Garcia said he don't want to see him fight above 140. And with the problem is, you got a couple pair of guys that's killers at this weight division that really should be fighting at 147. I'm talking about Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis. Those are two big guys that should be playing at 147. And I know in the back of Mikey Garcia's mind, he's praying that Jose Ramirez gets that WBC belt in that unofficial tournament. He's praying that happen because he's from somewhere in California. That could be a big California fight. But I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. It's going to be Regis Prograis or Victor Posto winning that tournament, you know. And that's, you know, a bad sign for him because that's a bad matchup for him. You know, I think Regis Prograis with that physical size and strength he got will pose a lot of issues with Mikey Garcia. But back to the Robert Jr. thing, you know, and Robert Jr. said the offer was what the offer was. He said, I don't run it back down for nobody. I want everybody to know that I want the fight. You know, I fight him in front of nobody, like I said before. He said, I fight him in front of nobody. The offer was the offer. He said, basically, I think he said, I'm paraphrasing here, that the Lipinets offer couldn't have been that much better than the offer that he gave him. And I believe that. I believe the Robert Easter Jr. offer was better than the Lipinets offer. Because I know Golden Boy, according to Oscar De La Hoya, gave Garcia a good offer for Linares. And, you know, according to the article, Al Haymon was promised to pay him more money to go fight Lipinets. To go fight Robert Easter Jr. So it sounds like he might have got the same offer, a little bit smaller offer versus Lipinets. Because Lipinets is a champion as well. And I'm pretty sure, you know, with the foreign taxes they probably do take out, that he going to need something. You know, he ain't going to be completely, whitewashed or blackballed out of a contract. So, you know, karma has a good way of coming around and biting somebody in the butt. For all we know, Lipinets can shock the world and knock out Mikey Garcia. He get a good taste of Robitussin and knock that old duck goose taste out his mouth. But the thing about it is the reason Mikey Garcia is able to manipulate the media and manipulate the fans like that, and the casual fans and the dumb hardcore fans and the purist fans, you know. The reason he's able to do that to some of them is because people don't take Robert Easter Jr. serious. People say, oh, I thought Shavkov, did this, did that. You know, but people got to understand, Shavkov is a small guy. He's about 6-7 inches shorter than Robert Easter Jr. You know, Robert could have just boxed and controlled distance. He could have. But he wanted to give the fans a show, and it became a close fight, a close brawl. I respect Shavkov. He's moving back down in weight. But at the end of the day, Robert Easter Jr. handled his business. He still is an IBF champion. And I think he earned the right to fight Mikey Garcia. Do I think Mikey Garcia a little bit, scared of him? Absolutely. You know, the guy that's 5'11" that can punch, got good feet, got good hand speed, good power, and gonna let them choppers go. Yeah. He ain't in a rush to fight Robert Easter Jr., Unless it's completely great money is for all the belts on the line and stuff of that nature. I do believe that. But, Robert Jr. got to wait his turn. Nobody's in a rush to fight Robert Jr. Lomachenko ain't in a rush to move up to 35. You don't hear nobody calling out Robert Easter Jr. You don't hear Terry Flanagan. He evacuated the 135 division. You don't hear Linares calling out Robert Easter Jr. I know he ain't no big superstar or nothing like that, but he's a problem. And they know he's a problem. And Mikey knows he's a problem. Y'all think it's a joke and it's a game. But it's really not a game with Robert Easter Jr. I'm not saying that I'm picking Jr. to beat Mikey Garcia, but I will tell you that it ain't going to be easy. And that's what Mikey said. Basically, he said in that article that we did a video on a couple weeks ago, and I called him a duck, and people said, oh, he ain't ducking. Basically, what I said was that he said that the risk wasn't worth the reward for Robert Easter Jr. So he cherry-picked Sergey Lipinets for a fourth title, and I'm telling you guys, he's going to use the leverage at 140 and 135 to his advantage to duck and pick and choose his fights. He told you guys, I'm trying to become a pay-per-view star. He ain't trying to be the Mikey Garcia, the guy who beat up everybody and don't get no credit and took all the tough fights and beat Oscar De La Hoya, take some L's and take some W's in between that. He said, I want to maneuver my career where I could be a pay-per-view star. So that's his agenda. And I told you guys he clearly ducked Robert Bunny Easter Jr. And Easter feels the same way that I feel. But at the end of the day, it's funny how these fighters in this age hide behind all of these excuses, how money can rot and be the root of evil is all. And it's rotting the sport of boxing right now. But we had a good 2017. We have